to Dalit, Lamed Dalit. Yudah over here is building his case and he's pleading, and he's clearly showing how this was a ploy on Yosef's part to trap him, and now he's offering his own service instead of taking Binyamin. How can I go up to my father and the youth is not with me? Maybe I will see baro, a bad situation regarding my father, which will come upon my father. Lo yochol Yosef l'sapik. Yosef's not able to contain himself because of those who were standing there. V'ikra, he calls out, Hotziu cholish mi'oloi. Remove all men from my presence. Lo omad ish ito b'svada Yosef elochov. No one stood with him when Yosef made himself known to his brothers. First of all, what's lo yochol Yosef l'sapik? So Rashi says, it's Chazal. Lo yochol yizbol shi mitzrim nitzov molov shom echov mispaishin bivodolem. It's not because he became so emotionally overwhelmed, understanding what exactly the point was, but rather he could not tolerate the fact that the Egyptians should be there and listen and sing she'echov mispaishin bivodolem, that his brothers would be embarrassed when he makes himself known to them. A little difficulty. We find that when he says Ani Yosef or Rovichoy, it says they were dumbfounded. They couldn't respond. To the point, because the level of embarrassment, they couldn't utter a word. Rashi says over here, Lo yochol lizbol shib'shim nitzov v'shomin she'echov mizbayishim bivodol. And they hear, what do they hear? They see, v'roin. What's v'shomim? V'shomim she'echov mizbayishim bivodolem. Right? What's the showman? It should be v'roin. They see how his brothers will be embarrassed. No, Shemais. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, therefore I feel it's not the answer. Okay. So I think that initially Yosef didn't know how his brothers would respond. Right? Didn't know how they would respond. Are they going to say something? Factually, as a result of what he said, they were so overwhelmed with shame they couldn't even speak. But initially, when he said everybody should leave his presence immediately, it was Shom Cherposon, that immediately they may admit what they had done, that they sold their brother into slavery, and it's something which is unheard of. Brothers should sell their brother into slavery. That's the Shom Cherposon. He didn't want that it should be wanted, it should be known.
Also, I think, right, he was also impressed by the fact that they were treating Binyamin differently, like they learned the lesson. In other words, he was so, Binyamin, he sees that they're really, they're not repeating the same behavior.
Okay, it's true. Okay, therefore what?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, so it's a good point.
Maybe, maybe.
Therefore what?
That was the way he set it up. He wanted to see how they're going to behave. His brother, that was some brother.
Years ago, somebody used to come up with, said he used to read a book. It's called The Little Midrash. There's the Big Midrash. Okay, got it.
You know the Little Midrash, you know a lot.
Okay. Alan reached the junior scholastic too.
Oh.
He saved him from fourth grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't afraid when he sent out all the guards that maybe they would do.
Sent out everybody and nobody.
Why didn't he suspect that they were doing physical harm before he told them he was also? Here he's threatened them, he's going to kill them, they're not going back.
No, once he reveals who he is, that he's not worried.
You know how he's going to react. He's afraid of physical harm too. Yeah.
Another example, what's your question?
No, just the Vishomim. He didn't want the Egyptians to be there, Vishomim she'ach, and they hear how their brothers are embarrassed. Bivodolem. I mean, could be the Shomim is going to Shomim what Yosef is saying. As a result of what Yosef, Shomim she'ach mizbayshim Bivodolem. Meaning they hear how, because what Yosef said to them, right? What did he say? We'll see. Before he says anything, he immediately raises his voice in crying. It was loud enough that the Egyptians heard it and the Beis Paro heard. I mean, it should be evidently the other way. No, it should be Beis Paro and then the Vishum Mitzrayim.
Did Joseph have a concern that they wouldn't actually be embarrassed because they thought they were acting appropriately and they would speak in a way that they were embarrassed?
So the Seforno says, "What's lo yochel Yosef lesapik?" He says, "Lesapik hisapkus maspik levar iske kolonitzovim olov." Now, sometimes when you say something, if people don't understand what's going on, and there's not enough to explain, you don't say it. As they said, it's better left unsaid. If you can't, people don't understand what you can say, it's best left unsaid. There wasn't, when he would say what he says, there's not enough time to explain to those who are there, they're not going to understand what's going on. And because of that, it's going to be not good. He didn't have enough time to be able to present it in a way that people could be there. When he speaks to his brothers, they understand immediately. Those words alone, that was it. What does that mean? Nobody understands what that means. So Yosef the Sapek, he did not have enough time to deal with explaining, elucidating his words. Therefore, he preferred everybody should leave because they're not going to understand what's going on. Let's see Rashi. Vishma Beis Paro, Beiso Shaparo, Klom Avodov, Ne Beiso, Veinzel Loshen Beis Mamish, Beis Israel. Okay. Sure, he's with it. Well, he didn't say a word now. He didn't say that you sold me to Egypt. He didn't say that at this point. We'll see what they say. There's a question whether Binyamin knew. Maybe that his sons, and maybe Binyamin didn't know. The others knew. I mean, Ephraim and Manasseh could have known. No. It's clear he wants to keep them in the dark. Then he reveals himself, but that there was a connection. Why he was sold. That they sold him. It's unclear. It's unclear that they knew. He was already Metargim at this point. So okay, so therefore what? I understand. So therefore what? But he was a Metargim. He was already interpreter. Okay. Yosef Elecho V'ani Yosef Horo V'chai. He said, I am Yosef. Is my father still alive? V'loyochu Echov Lanos Oso Kinipalo Mifonov. His brothers were not able to respond because they were overwhelmed in his presence. The Rashi said, what were they overwhelmed with? In the Abusha. There was a level of embarrassment, of shame, that they could not respond to. That's why they were overwhelmed. They were overwhelmed with shame. And that's why they couldn't respond. Now, what was the shame? Originally, they justified selling. They justified even killing him. But what happens at this moment? Now you realize And even we spoke about, why did they recognize, right? I mean, he looked like his father. So they were in a state of denial, because if they would acknowledge him to be the viceroy, is Yosef, that means what they did is unconscionable. So therefore, they did everything to suppress the reality, to recognize that this is Yosef. Now, you're confronted with it. What do you do now? So now it's at a level of shame which is, they can't even deal with it. They can't process it. Therefore, they can't speak. Here they were trying in the worst way to evade it until this moment. Now they can't evade it any longer.
No, that still have to go back to their father and explain to them, Yosef's alive, why is he alive?
Now that's an easy one. That's an easy one. He was kidnapped. You know, that was the story. He was kidnapped, finished. They didn't have to sell him. He sent him all by himself. I mean, what the Chiddush is, you know, in those days it wasn't uncommon. They would kidnap people and sell them into slavery. I mean, how do you send your son Yosef all by himself? He should go seek out the welfare of his brothers. You're a very wealthy man. You send him with a security team. They should accompany him, right? He didn't. Yosef went all himself. I mean, so I mean, the Or HaChaim HaKadosh speaks, Shluchim Mitzvah Nizokin, that he made him a Shlich Mitzvah, but because he ended up not going where Yaakov sent him, so he wasn't a Shlich Mitzvah, because he went elsewhere, right? That's what happened. But still, send it. What do you have to rely on Shluch Mitzvah Nizokin? Send the people to accompany him. No, I haven't seen anybody else ask that.
Boys go back and forth. Each of them have their day of service with their father, and they usually do that. Ruvain comes and goes and returns and looks for Yosef before. So it seems like that was how they.
No, Ruvain had to go himself. It was unknown to his father because it was important, because his brothers didn't know what his intention was, as it says. No, because his intent was to go save him, right? So nobody was with him. But here Yaakov was sending his son, and his most special son. How do you put his life in jeopardy? No, why take the chance?
Yaakov obviously was not aware of the fact that his brothers hated him.
No, he knew there was, but he didn't believe it was to this degree. I mean, there was, dislike. They didn't speak to one another. He sent him somewhere else. I mean, he sent him to Shechem. And it says, what? And Dinah was raped there already. This is after fact. We said all tragedies that happened in Shechem. Okay, let's see.